Problem 3-87, and we're going to be starting with part D this time. So we just want to find the solution to this equation, and we're going to do that by getting P by itself and find out what it equals. So let's write this equation in. We have 0.5P, and we'll put that in parentheses just to make it a bit clearer what it means. And that's going to equal P plus 5. So it might be helpful to just think of this as 1/2 P, because that's what it is. It might be a bit clearer not as a decimal. So we want to just get both the P's on the same side. So if we just subtract half a P, or if we subtract a 0.5 P from each side, subtract the 0.5 P, and we're doing it on both sides, so it keeps the equation the same. These two will cancel out to 0, and on the right side we'll be left with half a P. And I'm just going to write that as a fraction, but it's the same thing as 0.5. We have half a P left plus 5. So now we want P by itself, so if we move this 5 to the other side, we'll get P just by itself. So now we can move it over there if we subtract 5 from both sides. So do that, -5. On the left we'll have a -5, and on the right we'll still have our half P. But now these two will zero out, and we won't be adding anything to it. So now we have half of P equals -5. So P isn't really by itself because it's being divided by 2. So if we just multiply both sides by 2, we can get P by itself completely. So I'll put a little multiply by 2, multiply by 2, but that would apply to everything over here, not just the one, if there was more than just one variable here. So -5 times 2 is going to be -10, and that will equal half of P times 2, which is P. And you can write it the other way around if you want, so P equals -10, but it would work just like this. So now that we know that P equals -10, we want to make sure that that is correct. So we can plug it into this equation up here. So we'll have 0.5 multiplied by -10. We want that to equal -10 plus 5. So let's see, 0.5 times -10 is just half of -10, which will be -5. And over here on the right, we have -10 plus 5. So that's going to also be -5. And -5 equals -5. So we know that this is correct.